people, I work with that have just made some phenomenal commission checks.
Yeah.
Because just happen to be, how it is. It's just like it's a tide. You're either with it or it's against you. It's one or the other.
Terry and I met at our original real estate firm where we both worked at Anchor Associates.
And we instantly connected. You just instantly, you meet Alex, and Alex is a great guy. And you just meet him. You want to know him. You want to approach him. He wants to approach you. He's kind of like a little puppy dog sometimes. Just like Alex.
And we became really good friends. We became very close. We would go out and see new properties together. We'd work on deals together. We would talk to clients together. So there was a lot going on. We developed, it was a very brotherly relationship. He was like my older brother.
I actually see a lot of myself in Alex. We're a few decades apart, and at the same time, he's like a little mini me at some level. So that's why I'm a little hard on Alex,
After about a year and a half, he left and went to a different company, and I was still at Anchor, and then we were still in touch, and he was like, hey, you should come over here and join me here, and I did that. So then we worked together at our new firm, City Habitats, and then he's very involved and very I don't know how to describe it.
I run a team. He was a member of the team. He really likes Hamilton Heights like I do. I was like, okay, Hamilton Heights is a really small neighborhood. Let's go block by block, identify every single building. What's the business opportunity? Is it a co-op? Is it a rental? Is it a condo? Can you market that building? And identify where the business is in Hamilton Heights.
I don't want to say intense, but he's very passionate about what he does, and he expects a lot of people. He expects the same amount that he expects of himself, of other people, which I think is good, but it could also lead to disappointment because you can only control what you do, I think.
I think it was 2 months, and I think he'd spent an hour on it in 2 months. It's not going to cut it. It's just not going to cut it.
Anyways, I'm still doing a lot of music. I was at that time, and we just decided to, maybe not work together as much.
So that's all. So, what happened with Alex was just, he'd set a plan, he'd set this high expectation, and he wouldn't remotely get there. And that's hard to be in business with, as much as I love him, Where do you see yourself in real estate? I mean, obviously your focus is on jazz.
I don't want to rule it out. I feel like it's a very specific set of skills that I've learned and I've accumulated over the past few years that are very valuable, and it would be kind of foolish of me to just toss it aside. Charles Ives, the American composer, he was an insurance salesman, and he did this giant thing. I think he started his own company in the insurance business, and he made a fortune. He was one of the most prolific American composers that has ever lived.
But insurance is different.
It's different, but sales, I guess.
Yeah, but insurance is different because real estate, again, you are a blank slate every day. You get a new call, you're a blank slate. Your person signs a lease and moves on, you're a blank slate. In insurance, someone signs a policy, they renew that policy every year. Every year you get paid. Because I know people in insurance, and it takes a few years, but once you get it going, you can, work your client list.
Yeah.
But in real estate, you're a hero today, you're a zero tomorrow. And that's just, it's brutal. It's really brutal. I call it raw capitalism, which it is. It's just pure raw capitalism.
I could see eventually maybe teaching at a university or a college.
That's usually what happens, right?
Yeah.
I mean, again, going for the consistent income more than anything.
Right.
And teaching in a school, they obviously have talented people around you. You can do experimentation. You feel a level of security.
Right.
That you're not going to get in a nightclub, I assume. I assume they're not paying that much,
No,
They don't pay that much.
A lot of the clubs are pretty rough around the city, and it's so funny because they hold such high esteem, and they have such clout, but then when it comes down to it and you play the clubs, it's not really helping you live in the city. That's kind of like grocery money, or maybe pay a bill or two here, but sometimes they'll take a cover and charge a minimum and only give the musicians a certain percentage of the door, or say if you bring X amount of people, then you'll get a certain amount, but if you don't, then you won't get this amount. And a lot of the times it makes it hard for working musicians to support ourselves in that environment. We can't really depend on those types of gigs to help us get by.
It is shocking how little gigs in New York City pay. A lot of times I'll play gigs here that would pay less than gigs that I would play when I was in high school.
I think my musicians, and I'm sure a lot of people feel this way, that they deserve, a certain amount of money for their time and their expertise. So I don't want to just pay them a small percentage of the door that I may get. I'll take a loss, and show them how much I appreciate them and pay them out of pocket. Hopefully as careers progress and start playing at larger venues in different places around the country and around the world, you don't have to do that. But it's still not ideal that we all have to put up with it. I guess maybe that's why a lot of people aren't cut out for doing that, because they get here and they think, I'm in New York, this is it, I've made it. And then they try to book a gig at a certain place or certain places, and they see what the deal is and what they have to go through, number one, to get in touch with certain people, and then once they do, seeing what the stipulations are. And it's a little crazy, but I guess call it a labor of love, or we just have to do it.
There's also kind of a bigger picture to be seen, which is you're investing time in New York to gain experience and visibility, which ultimately translates into better paying gigs, out of town gigs. But it's just a matter of patience.
Just so you know, I'm just not doing nothing. I wanted to give you this,
Oh, it's CD.
Yeah.
Oh, no, this is good.
So I wanted to give you that,
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
You don't have it on MP3s?
I do. I can send it to you MP3 too, but I thought
I'll just download it off. I'll just torrent it.
It's fun.
Is that what we do these days?
Yeah, just
pirate
it. Pirate the shit out of it.
Yeah, well, who needs it? Oh, this is great. Thanks, man.
Yeah. So.
Inner Circle Music. Is this who you're with now?
Yeah, the label. Yeah.
Do you have to pay them?
No.
Really? They pay you?
No.
No one gets paid.
Yeah.
Sorry. They need to be more. You need to get on the Tonight Show.
Working on it.
We're working on it.
Baby steps. Baby steps.
Why?
First Cornelius.
This is New York. He's right down the street. I have a lot of respect for Alex and what he would like to do. I just think that he could be on a much clearer path to getting there and defining what his goals really are.
He's trying to do the CD.
It's good.
Yeah.
This is the CD is good. All CDs are good. But these are usually cost more money for people than they make. So this is like somebody investing in a portfolio in order to get work. This is a starting point. This is not an end. And I don't know many people making CDs that are profitable on them.